welcome to segment 2 of Top Rope Reality. I will be talking about the time to retire. This will be my second week to be talking about that. I'll be talking about two different people this week, one being Rey Mysterio and the other being the Great Khali. With Rey Mysterio, the reason why I feel like he needs to retire is all he's known for right now is being injured. All he's known for is being out. He's never in the ring. He's never on Raw and SmackDown. He's always hurt. I feel like it's his time to go. And I even hear that he's going to be with Conan on AAA. So it's pretty much time for him to move on out of the way for the younger guys like Tyson Kidd and Kofi Kingston who can do just as good or better than him when it comes to being a high flyer. And the Great Khali, my God, please, he needs to leave. He's got to go. He hasn't added to the product since he got there. He was world champion, should have never been world champion. He needs to leave as soon as possible. And I know they keep him around for the kids and they keep him around for the demographic of the India people, which is all fine and dandy. But when it comes to the kids, they've got people in place. They got Santino, they got Hornswoggle, and they've got others that can entertain the children. You don't need Great Khali there. He's got to go. Rey Mysterio's got to go. It's time for these older guys to move out of the way and the newer generation to come about. So that's going to be it for me on Time to Retire week number 2. I will be back next week for week 3 of Time to Retire. Thank you.
Well, we're back, folks, and that was a very good
Thank you.
Time to Retire.
Thank you.
And yes, instead of being time to retire, it should be time to be fired.
That, yes, very well. I mean, hopefully they'll just run off to the sunset and be retired, but
They will not.
some of them might need to be
They
retired.
will keep Khali until he cannot.
Hey, it looks like, I will say this, it looks like Ray is not even getting re-signed, so, you know, it might be retiring time
Woo!
for him.
First
Yay.
Mick Foley, now Ray! Yes!
He does not like Mick Foley. Okay.
I don't like Mick Foley. He can't put butts in the seats. Okay, let's start off now. We're going to the Raw results. And we're going to try to make them a little quicker than last time because we heard that we're a little long.
A little long, and it is a
So-
3-hour Raw, so we got to
Yes.
kind of condense it down.
And they're a little long, so we start off with Paul Heyman. They bring Paul Heyman out to CM Punk's music,
Very
which
nice.
had the crowd rocking and rolling.
Of course.
He did he sat down in the ring with his legs crossed. He pointed to everybody
Just
with the
like CM
microphone. He told them he was with them, and then he blamed them. He blamed them for CM Punk not being there. He also blamed The Undertaker because it all started
When he
last
lost
year
to
when
The
Punk
Undertaker.
lost to The Undertaker.
It's been a rough year for Punk. It
Yeah.
has. It has.
He pulled a Stone Cold Steve Austin. He
Took his ball and went home.
Yes, and I don't think he's going to be back.
No, he's not going to be
I
like
think he
Austin.
is
I don't think
done.
he's coming back.
Jim Ross says WrestleMania, but he says that window is closing very quickly.
Yes.
If WrestleMania comes and goes, and we see no CM Punk, then I believe we have the Royal Rumble was the
his
last
last
time we saw CM Punk in the WWE.
Yep.
Well, he did that. He talked about that, and then he blamed the fans, which they turned on Paul Heyman, and then he got to Brock Lesnar saying that he will conquer the streak at WrestleMania, which brought out Brock Lesnar. And he did his little, his stuff he does, which brought out Mark Henry.
Mark Henry needs to learn. This is going to be the second time now.
Yes.
Second time that Brock Lesnar has destroyed him.
And he destroyed him. And also throwing monitors. There was reports he threw a monitor into the stands.
Those people got free T-shirts though, so hey, not a bad.
What shirts were they?
They were CM Punk shirts.
Exactly. So no
Happy
money.
fans.
They did no money. There'd be no lawsuits. They got
Happy
CM
fans.
Punk shirts.
Happy fans.
Which will be after WrestleMania. Will be on the WWE. Will be on the Shop Zone for $5. So
Yes.
So
who cares?
along with the Mick Foley shirts. But does he have a shirt? No, he don't have a shirt. Never mind. His stupid book could be on there for $5.
That's right.
And then we got new tag team champions. Start off.
This is what I was
first
excited
match.
about. I was excited about this.
Well, you saw it coming. It may not last very long.
No.
It may last until because
They did this to get the Chicago crowd to pop and quit thinking about CM Punk. Very simple reason why they
that's
did
the only
that.
reason. It could have been Los Matadors. It could have been anybody.
Thank God it was not Los Matadors.
Oh, they showed up later on main
No,
event
Lord. We don't
because
talk about
the
that.
New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg was hurt, but they said they do want the rematch I smell WrestleMania.
WrestleMania time.
Yes, you have New Age Outlaws versus.
Was there a report on what the injury was, or he was just hurt?
He said he hurt himself skating.
Really?
Yes, that's what he said. But
Sound like a cop out to me.
that's what I think so too. So we have new tag team champs, the Usos. Will they hold it past WrestleMania? Will they hold it at SummerSlam? I don't know. They need to be a little more mean. They need to be more Samoan SWAT team.
Yes.
They need
More
to
aggressive.
come on.
More aggressive.
But yeah, the good guy Usos will not be the tag team champions very long.
No.
Then we have another tag team that's fixing to break up, which should be tag team champions.
Yes.
The Real Americans.
Never won the tag belts. They should be the tag champs.
Yes. I mean, WWE has dropped the ball
Yes.
on the Real Americans. I mean,
Great tag team. Great manager.
we had Cesaro take on Big E, and of course, again, for like the second or third week in a row,
Swagger
Swagger
caused
interfered
the
and
DQ.
caused the DQ.
Yep.
They got the look in the faces, but Zeb calmed the situation down. We have the Shield versus the Wyatts. Excellent match. Match of the night.
Right.
And now Seth, who was taking a butt whooping from day one. I mean, everybody was beating him. Every Wyatt was beating on him. And every time he tried to make a tag, Ambrose and Reigns was not there. It happened twice. And when he finally made the tag and Ambrose got in, Ambrose getting his butt kicked. When he went to make the tag, Seth said, "See you later," and went to walking.
Nice.
Which left Reigns and Ambrose along with the Wyatts, which quickly ended in defeat for the Shield. And this is the beginning of the end for them. So that
Yes.
makes the Real Americans and the Shield.
We've already lost the primetime players.
And we already lost the primetime players.
And there's no tag
And
teams
they're not bringing-
in NXT, so
They're not
what's
bringing the
happening
tag teams
here?
up. Not even the NXT tag team champions. I mean, they should be brought up. They could beat on the Usos. They're bad. Usos are good.
True.
Hello. Then we had Sheamus beat Christian.
Again, having this match.
Yeah, the match was. Hopefully, I mean, this is going to lead to part of your hardcore match Sunday at WrestleMania. But because of what happened in backstage, Renee was talking to Sheamus, and Christian attacked, and there's pictures on the internet of where he beat him with a bit of light, and there's major whips on Sheamus's
He was
arms.
bleeding, wasn't he?
Yes, it's major whips.
Wow.
There's not blood, but it was red enough.
Red. Well, he's already white.
So
enough,
that's
of course
why.
he's red.
Yes, but it's really red.
Wow.
But I believe this will lead to some kind of hardcore rules. Falls can anywhere.
Well, they got to figure out
backstage
something
brawls,
because they're
something.
fighting quite a lot on Raw and SmackDown.
Yes,
so they got to figure out something.
Where was the day of people didn't touch each other until the big man?
Exactly. They're giving away so much before the actual match.
Then we had Daniel Bryan. Yes! Yes! Yes!
You do love Daniel Bryan. He hates Mick Foley, but he loves Daniel Bryan.
Mick Foley is just a glorified stuntman, as the Nature Boy, woo! Ric Flair would say. But yes, Daniel Bryan, the future, the face of the WWE,
That's right.
Daniel Bryan, called out Hunter. Of course, who does he get? He gets Hunter and Stephanie, and they talk about how he don't deserve a match at WrestleMania, and how they built him, and if it wasn't for them, he would be nothing. And as Daniel wanted to fight Hunter, Kane showed up again.
Of course.
I'm about tired of Kane and Daniel Bryan. Kane needs to go either don't wrestle nobody or wrestle somebody else.
Right.
Him and his wife beater needs to just move on. But he jumped out of the ring and they beat on Kane, and that led to them getting security coming down and then breaking them up and everything.
And of
So-
course, they're again calling Bryan
And
a B+ player.
Yeah, how does that help anybody when you keep calling somebody a B+ player?
But I do agree they are building up to a match, and I think they are building up very well with Triple H saying he doesn't want to wrestle him, which of course is going to lead to the match because there's no CM Punk for Triple H to wrestle now.
No,
So
there's
he's
not.
going to face Daniel Bryan. It's just the fact of, are we going to see Daniel Bryan beat Triple H, or is Triple H really going to be stupid enough to beat Daniel Bryan on the biggest stage of them all and let that ego get fed some more?
The bad as it is, I could see Hunter beating Daniel.
I could see that too.
Next, we had Big E wrestle again. This time he wrestled Swagger, and before the match even got going good, Cesaro come in.
They didn't even touch each other.
and Zeb had to get between them again. And this
now,
is just
this time Cesaro picked Swagger up for the big swing.
Yes, he did. He did. He was gonna swing him if he were rocking, but Zeb calmed it down. So Swagger did not swing on this day.
On this
that
day, it's
he
going to
didn't
happen.
swing.
But this is how great Zeb is. They wanted to see that swing so bad that they did not like that Zeb was breaking that up.
No,
But
no.
then he brought the whole crowd together for "We the People" chant. I'm telling you right there, that is a great manager when you can have them hate you for stopping something they want to see so bad, but then everybody loves "We the People."
When you stand up and put your hand on
That's
your heart
right.
and proclaim very loudly, "We the people," and WWE doesn't see it.
No,
They don't see
no,
it.
they don't see the money in it, I guess.
I know. We had John Cena come out and talk again, as he always does. He'll probably yammer on now from here on to WrestleMania, because he's the golden boy, and he can't be touched. So he can just talk. But
And-
the Wyatts didn't come out. They stayed in the back, and Bray Wyatt gave an excellent promo from the back.
Of course they stay
On
in the
the
back
Tron.
because they can't touch him right now because supposedly he has a groin injury. But I will say this, okay? This is going to be my little rant for Cena, okay? Very quickly. Come on, Cena. Really? Once again, talking about how he says everybody's got to go through him. The future's
Please
got to
don't
go
bring-
through
don't
him.
bring that up.
I'm bringing it up. And I'm saying, come on, Cena.
Don't bring it up.
You have got to prove yourself at WrestleMania. It's not about them proving themselves. The younger guys can prove themselves.
Okay, don't.
No,
talk
I'm
that
saying-
way. We're going to get to that. We're going to
He
get that.
has to prove
Just
himself and lose.
give them a tease right now. Don't give them the hoe. Give the whole thing.
He
give
has
them
to
the
lose. He has to lose.
Okay,
at
leave it at
WrestleMania.
that. Leave it at that right there.
Has to.
Leave that. Okay, and the main event was Bautista taking
Tired
on
of him
Daniel
already.
Bryan. The match ended in no contest because when they were outside, Bautista threw Daniel Bryan into Orton, who was at ringside.
For not commenting. Was he commentating?
He,
or
he,
just
well,
gonna
he was
say-
sitting there, but he was talking, but he got thrown in there. They went both over in the chair, and then when they got back in the ring, Orton come in and attacked Bryan. And then he RKO'd Batista.
So still, Daniel Bryan won by disqualification, though, right?
I would think so, but it said no contest.
No contest.
It said, but it should have been disqualification.
Because
When Orton
Bryan was
come
hit
in,
first. Bryan got hit
Yes.
first.
Bryan took Batista down. Orton come in, hit Bryan, and then RKO
with
Batista. And then we got Kane and we got Hunter, and they all got involved. Hunter got a kick in the face from saying Daniel was in a little fantasy world,
Yep.
but then Daniel got pedigreed
Of course.
after getting the Batista bomb.
Right. But I say this, it's just a build, a means to an end. I think it's going to get better. I think, Triple H had to get a pedigree in there. He's got to look good going
Of course
into
he
it.
does.
But hopefully Daniel Bryan wins.
Of course he does. The way it is, I just, lost for words here. The biggest payoff, WrestleMania. But you say that for WrestleMania show.
Okay. All right.
The biggest payoff, Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Not Hunter, not Orton, not Batista.
Daniel Bryan.
A little man. Not a musclehead, a little man.
That's
Daniel
right.
Bryan is your biggest star, your biggest face, your biggest payoff.
But let's save all that.
We'll save all
The
that.
WrestleMania
And
special.
Stephanie was there at the end as they were standing over Daniel,
And
going.
trying to do
she
a
was
yes
going,
chant.
yes, yes.
It was a horrible
yes.
yes chant.
It was, but it got the fans.
But that is our Raw
And they did not
results.
riot, but
They
they
did.
were chanting for Punk up one side
They
and the
said
other.
they were going to riot, but they didn't do it. So
No one got in the ring. Now let's get to our second part of our predictions for TNA.
Yes.
We have two matches on this one.
These are a little bit better than the first three. A little bit, hopefully.
Okay, we got. We're gonna start with Gunner taking on James Storm.
Yes. Which I do like their feud, but
They're
they
getting
should
better,
be,
yes.
they should be a tag team, honestly. But that's neither here nor there.
I've never liked Gunner. He reminds me of Mick Foley too much. But I believe that James Storm will pick up the win. No. Change my mind.
Changing his mind.
Gunner. Gunner's been taking the beatings. Gunner's been on his hands. Hadn't been able to get a hold of Storm too much. Gunner will take the win.
I'm biased to James Storm. He deserves better than what he's getting right now. Kind of hope Storm gets a better push.
And it could be last man standing. They did talk
They're
about that on the
teasing
last
it,
on the
so
last
we'll
of
see.
TNA results on TNA, but so we'll have to go see the way. And then we have the Knockouts title, Madison Rain versus Gail Kim, and they've really done too much. They've had the other girls come in,
Right.
ODB and all them. So I'm gonna say that reign is over. Gail Kim takes the title back at Lockdown.
I kind of agree with that. I think Gail Kim's going to win. I mean, she's got Lady Tappa. I think she'll regain the belt.
Okay. Well, that's the results, and that's it for this part.
This is segment number 2, and we'll be back in just a few moments for segment 3.
So remember, leave your comments below, or on Facebook, or on Twitter,
That's right.
I'll get the Twitter thing for you on the next segment, because I can't think of it right now. But we'll be right back for part 3 of Top Rope Reality.